Good morning, everyone. This is Casey, and Go Keto with Casey. I talk about the ketogenic diet, the effect it's had on my life. I've lost 95.4 pounds, and I'm hoping that others may benefit from
the effect it's had on my life.
experience.
I've lost 95.
Excuse me, I have to mute myself. This is going to be a quick little live session. If you are seeing this and it's not about 10:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on March the 31st, then this is not live. I really just thought about this because I thought about a lot of feedback I've gotten, questions, comments. We hear about success stories and challenges. Weekends are a big one. So I thought, I do a Monday morning live event, and that's, I enjoy those, but I thought maybe people would benefit from getting ready for the weekend. Weekends can be hard. So this is going to be a short little pep talk telling us that we can get through the weekends. You can get through the weekends. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Jenny. Good morning. It is a rainy, stormy Friday morning here. And I like the rain, so that's nice. If it's going to be overcast, I'd just as soon it be raining. But I was just thinking, so I just can't try to prepare myself, what's going on for myself with this weekend. And then I thought about other people, and I've heard so many people say I do great until Friday night or Saturday. And so let's think about that. What can we do to prepare ourselves for those challenges? Certain things, really the best way to deal with them is before they happen. If you know you have a challenge, FYI, I hope you can hear me. I don't have my microphone set up. I forgot it. If you know that there are certain challenges that you face over and over and over again, best not to wait until you're in the thick of it before you try to deal with it. So maybe what could be a challenge? I think there might be a sporting event that's been going on in the month of March that maybe a lot of people are watching, probably fewer people now than started when there were 64 basketball teams vying. But, sporting events that are broadcast, and maybe you go to a sports bar, or you host a party, or you go to a viewing party. And with sporting events, there is very often carb-laden food. So what are you going to do about that? Maybe you have a family tradition of Saturday morning breakfasts at Denny's or IHOP. Locally, there's a place called Tex and Shirley's, which is a pancake house. So maybe you do that, or maybe you just make pancakes for everybody on Saturday mornings. How are you going to deal with that? Maybe there's a family get-together, and you can't turn down Aunt Ida's famous apple cobbler because that would be rude. How are you going to deal with that? There are ways to deal with this, not that they're necessarily easy, and not that, if you are influenced or guilted by other people, that can be really tough. So how are you going to deal with that? So here's what I want to recommend. I want to recommend that you really plan for the challenges. You can't plan for everything. Things pop up. But if you know that maybe it's just that, you have a couple of drinks on a weekend evening, and whenever you have a couple of drinks, your defenses are down and you dive into the pretzels. How are you going to deal with that? So let's think about this a little bit. If you know that if you have a couple of drinks that you dive into the pretzels, make sure some cheese is around and you're far from the pretzels. Have some cheese or boiled egg. It sounds weird. Glass of wine and a boiled egg. Make it a deviled egg so it doesn't sound so pedestrian. If you're going to be viewing a sporting event and you know that there are going to be, mozzarella sticks, breaded mozzarella sticks, or there's going to be chips and Chex Mix and all that stuff, how are you going to deal with that? You can always just pass on it. Just because it's there doesn't mean we need to eat it. Easier said than done, correct? So deal with it in advance. You can either prepare yourself that I'm simply going to politely pass on it, or just quietly, just don't eat it. You don't have to announce to anyone that I'm not eating the carbs. Just don't eat them. Again, easier said than done sometimes, but prepare for it. You can do this. Here will be my challenge. And I'm thinking, you guys give me the feedback. Do you think a Friday morning pep talk session is worth it? I don't want to overdo the live sessions. I know some people do not prefer them. They prefer old school sessions. So I don't want to overdo it. But I'm trying to think back to my challenges and what would have helped me. So maybe if this would help you. Okay, and I'm going to read a couple of comments. I'm going to a Bulls game this weekend in a suite filled with food. Oy. So what are you going to do about that, Cindy? Do you have a plan? You can always just not eat. Remember that if you're eating this way, you are probably not going to be truly hungry. Eat before you go. So logically, you know you don't need to eat. But it's hard to pass up food. Fortunately, there are usually alternatives to eating just the carbs. If there's a spread out, there's usually cheese along with the crackers. So you just eat the cheese. There's usually celery sticks and carrots along with the ranch dressing. Don't eat the carrots, eat the celery sticks. Or don't eat anything, but be prepared for it, okay? Challenge yourself. I want everyone here to do this. And I did this for myself. This was before I started keto. I was in a pretty rough place in 2013. It was a tough year for me. It started with, sadly, finding my mother had passed. I went to her apartment and I'd seen her the night before and she'd passed in her sleep. And it had been her final 3 months had been rough, as often happens. She was 89, lived a great life, was healthy. She took a tumble. She broke a major bone, fractured, and she just never was herself, never recovered from that. That was a tough year. I was extremely overweight. I was very inflamed and sore and down on myself and depressed. So I had to start making some conscious decisions. I had to choose one thing to stop the negative self-talk that I had really, really gotten bad about. Whether I was vocalizing it or not, it was in my head. I had to get rid of it. I had to make a conscious effort, say, maybe I'm going to think these things, but I'm not going to say them out loud. And eventually, maybe I'll stop thinking them. And I also had to make a conscious decision to choose to be happy. I was wallowing. So if you're a wallower, choose to be happy. It can be a choice. Circumstances can be awful, but you can choose to not think the worst is going to happen all the time. Actually, you might have seen this in the background of some of my videos. The daughter of a friend gave me this. Hold, please. This is something that I keep propped up in the window where I spend a lot of time making coffee for myself for meals. Today, I choose happiness. Maybe tomorrow's going to suck. Today, I choose happiness as much as we can. And with that feeling of happiness, you become a little bit more empowered each time. Let's face it, this thing about the food, a lot of it's physiological. If you're burning glucose, if you've been, duped into eating a lot of sugar, and carbs are sugar ultimately, your brain wants you to keep doing that. But if your relationship with food has more to do than physiology, you are disempowered. So every bit of power you grab back for yourself makes it that much stronger. Maybe this weekend, it just will be that no matter what's going on, you're not going to eat any chips. Maybe you do well all week, and then Saturday night comes and you eat chips or popcorn, or you simply have to have a piece of candy. So pick one thing. If you can identify the challenge and just tell yourself, maybe next weekend I'll give in, but this weekend I'm not going to give in to this one thing. One thing. And it's amazing how quickly this snowballs. It is like people who ease into keto. They say, well, I'm just going to give up bread for right now. And then that wasn't too bad. Now I'm going to give up rice, then potatoes. Then, and you work your way down, and then you realize, wow, that wasn't so hard, step by step. Some people dive right in, some people ease into it. Okay, so I just wanted to send you off with the weekend with these thoughts. Prepare for your challenges. Now, if you don't have challenges and the weekends are a breeze, yay. If you do have challenges and they seem to keep showing up every weekend, then you probably can identify them. And maybe your challenge is not that you actually eat the food, but you hear people saying, why are you not eating lunch? Or look, your plate is half empty. Why people want to get into our business with our food, I don't know, but they do. And so maybe you are able to resist it, but it makes you feel bad. Maybe your challenge is, I'm just not going to feel bad. I'm not going to justify myself. I'm not going to explain myself. Maybe I'll lead by example. Maybe that's what you need to think. You be a positive force. Ignore snark. And you might find out that people start saying, well, what are you doing? Because you look great. How'd you do that? Would you mind telling me? And then you explain it to them. And then their friends say, what's up? Your plate is half empty. And their friends say, wow, what are you doing? You look so good. Grassroots. So everyone, here's your takeaway. Here's my Friday pep talk. Try to prepare yourself for your challenges. Choose happiness. Empower yourself, whatever those challenges are. Now, what I would like to know, message me, email me, put a comment in the below this video. I will say it's becoming more and more difficult to keep up with all the comments. I'm very, very blessed that so many people share, but I do have a lot of correspondence to take care of. So message me or email me might be the better way. What are your challenges? What do you think someone else next Friday might be able to benefit from your challenges, and were you able to overcome them? Now I'm going to take a little break here. I want to look at some of these comments. Okay, Christy, I tried to follow Dr. Eric Westman on Twitter and the Periscope thing coming up, but the account has been suspended. Christy, were you following Dr. Eric Westman on Twitter or EC Westman on Twitter? I think I gave incorrect information. I think I had written somewhere, follow Dr. Eric Westman, and I believe it should be follow at EC Westman. Let me know about that. Kitty says, choose what you want in your life. What you speak and think, you create. We are that powerful. The trite phrase, feelings follow behavior. If you keep telling yourself, I'll never be able to do this. I'll never be able to do this. Guess what? You probably won't be able to do it. Oh, my vintage girls, my O2 crew is down 22 pounds this week, rocking keto. The girls say, thanks for the support. At O2 Fitness in historic Wilmington, North Carolina, apparently they're doing this together. They're down 22 pounds. Hey, maybe in your workplace, if people are receptive to it, try to do a group thing. It doesn't have to be keto. People can lose weight on a lot of methods. I have just found that a well-formulated ketogenic diet made sense to me. It was simple. It was scientific. It made sense. But there's a lot of ways to lose weight. Kim, I choose happiness instead of eating an entire bag of hot Cheetos. Very good for you. I love a phrase that someone shared. If you're the person who did it, please take credit for it. I love this phrase. If hunger is not your problem, food is not the solution. I really like that. Okay, make that egg drop soup video pretty please. I've actually made all the clips. It just takes a long time to edit things together, but I've got the clips made. Egg drop soup. I make it actually for my husband when he comes home for lunch, trying to get more sodium into his diet. He doesn't like just plain bouillon. Super simple, and it's keto friendly. Hey, Christine, you made it. You just got the notification from San Diego. I don't know how the notifications work. So about the live events. Maybe someone knows more than I. Okay, so Trace, you found Dr. W at Dr. Eric Westman on Twitter. Is EC Westman not there? And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to see him Tuesday. I'm going to take along a camera, and I'm going to ask if I can just video the meeting. That may not be cool. It may be hard to hear, but I'm going to ask his permission to do it and then try to upload it. Maybe I'll try to do a little interview with him for my peeps. Amanda says, but I have to constantly keep positive thoughts coming. Yeah, you know what? Maybe you do. What I found I had to keep saying, first of all, I had to tell myself to do the opposite of everything I'd been doing for years because it wasn't working for me. And hold on just a second. My lovely mate is coming in. I want to make sure that he can get in and not have to be on camera. So let me adjust. He's camera shy. And then I had to choose happiness. I do not have it ready. Is that okay? I am so sorry. My husband has asked me about payroll, and I don't have it ready. I tell you what, I'm going to wrap this up. He's waving me off. Okay. Sorry for this. This is live TV, man. But I found that once I decided to constantly choose happiness, it became easier. And now I'm just back to my optimistic self. I used to be really optimistic, then I got more pessimistic, and now I'm back to being an optimist. Okay, I'm going to have a couple more comments. Thank you guys for allowing me to intrude on your Friday morning. I will try to keep these going. I think maybe a Friday morning pep talk is good. Share your challenges, share your solutions, and I'll try to share them with the audience. Feel like lost weight scale said up 1 pound. Scale goes up. I'm up, but I'm tiny and I'm smaller. My husband is making this very difficult for me to shield him from the camera. My goodness. Let me go back over here now. He's making coffee. Scale goes up. You know, I hit my low and I'm probably up 3 pounds from that. Pay attention to how you feel. Make weight not the deal. Make good health the deal. Make increased brain power the deal. When I think of straying, I say, there is nowhere else to go. Keto is it? Yes. I think this is great. Vintage Girls, we're all friends and gym people that do and have keto meetups and workouts. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing a meetup in the Greensboro area where I live. Medicine for the statins are gone. Okay, here we go. Meow. Okay, so there we are. Okay, I'm looking at the comments. I was up 2 pounds, but noticed clothes were loose. Yeah, it is a thing, guys. We've talked about this. It's a thing. You don't lose pounds, but you lose inches. It's a thing. Just stay the course. Keep your carbs below 20. Eat only when you're hungry, the hardest part. Make sure you're eating fatty cuts of protein. If it works for you to add a whole bunch of fat, dietary fat, extra fat, great. It did not work for me. I tried it and I had negative results. So I don't add dietary fat because I want to burn body fat. Lisa says, I've had leg cramps for the last 2 nights. Oh, Lisa, I just sent you a handwritten note. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Just mailed it. You should get it today or tomorrow. Okay, I've had leg cramps for the last 2 nights. I drank a cup of bouillon this morning. Is 1 cup a day enough? It depends on the sodium. I shoot for 4 or 5 grams of sodium a day. So just put pencil to paper and figure out how much you're getting. I add sodium to my bouillon, like at 1 and 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. So just look at that. Another great thing, I soaked in a warm bath last night with Epsom salts, which is minerals. And that is an excellent, the skin is your largest organ. It's an excellent way to absorb magnesium. Oh, it was great. And I slept like a baby for the most part. Okay, you've noticed your belly's going down a lot. Yeah, I mean, and it's weird where your body starts to lose. Just hang in there. Hang in there. It works. It truly works. Tony Girl 519, do you eat fruits at all? And if so, what type? No. Fruits are nature's candy, as Dr. Westman says. They are very high in sugar. I have berries, which are technically not fruit, okay? I mean, I guess technically an avocado is a fruit, but berries are allowed, but in small quantities, you know, not bags of strawberries and blueberries. Good Friday, Miss Casey. Thank you. 2.5 pounds up and down the entire month of March. So frustrating. I want to make this point. Even the first year that I was losing, and I lost most of my weight the first year, I think the average days between new lows was like 33 days. I'm a slow loser. I'm a fast learner, but I'm a slow loser. So don't worry about it. Just hang with it. This year, the longest time between new lows has been 53 days. That's nearly 2 months, guys. I'm having a hard time staying on track. Lost 20 pounds now. I feel like I'm sabotaging myself, feeling so depressed. I hope that I can be more focused in April. Don't wait till April. Well, tomorrow's April. I just did a video about self-sabotage. I don't know if you saw it or not. It's just my thoughts on it. Just kind of thinking out loud. All right, guys. Does anyone else have anything they want to share or ask? What is your trigger or what is your challenge on the weekends, if any? I'm having another sip of coffee. Ignore my messy table back there. It's all stacked with stuff. Okay, it looks like we don't have any comments. So I am going to start to wind down. Thanks so much for allowing me to be part of your Friday morning and your Monday mornings when you allow that, and any other time you listen to me. I really appreciate the positive feedback, which is almost all I get, which is wonderful. So thank you. Guess we've been lucky. We started keto December 27th. I don't miss my old foods. Once I learned what it was really doing to my life, it's like a light switch. That is the way it was for me. And I'm so happy, Tammy, that that's the way it has been for you. Some people have a few at-bats before that switch comes. That's why you tell people just keep going. Okay, and Tracy says her challenge, excuse me, is not keeping busy. The more time she has, the more snacky. Idle hands are the card devil's workshop. Tingling like pins and needles that supplement needed frequent urine using pink salt already 2 weeks keto. Okay, just make sure you're getting enough sodium. That's a quick answer. Okay, Tracy, so great. Thank you. Dogs and pandemonium. Keep busy. If water steps induce you wanted to graze, right? Rarely hungry, unlike my family. He always wants to go out and eat on weekends. I can control myself. Oh, great. That's a big challenge. Have a great gray day. It is a gray day. All right, you guys. Thank you very much. Oh, how often do I test for ketones? Hardly ever anymore. I'm always in ketosis. Less than, if something weird happens on the scale or I don't feel particularly well, I'll test. But the daggone blood strips are $2.20. Now, the keto sticks are perfectly legitimate for the most part. Wiener Schnitzel, potato salad, now in the grilling season. Yeah, all those potatoes and bread. Health and happiness to all the weekend. Keep up the good work, y'all. Next time, love the pandemonium. That is a great way to wrap this up, y'all. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And we will see you Monday morning and maybe another evening session. And I am working on some straight up old videos. Love the suggestions for topics, okay? Keep those coming. I really appreciate it. Have a great one.